Imagine operating in the traffic of today with this car. The motorman of yesterday was required and throw the switch by hand. Make a mental comparison with switch operation today. The electric switch first appeared in 1901. Today it contains several working parts: switch throwing magnets, tongue, spring locking mechanism. Note how the tongue locks in position, and the connecting lug. Here is a familiar location where the electric switch is ready to contribute its share to mass transportation. Provided it is properly operated, the electric switch is simple, positive, and convenient. It is a factor in the protection of the trainman's health and safety and assists in providing safe service to our patrons. The heart of the electric switch is contained in the black box on a pole near each switch, where ready kilowatt awaits your signal. Here is power off. Again, ready receives a power on signal. Simple, isn't it? You signal by using power on for the curve movement and power off for the straight movement. On PCC cars, use of the switch throwing lever or use of the power pedal will signal power on, and the switch will throw for the curve. Keep your right foot on the pedal when signal or power on. Let's go back to the good old days. Play and hazards, there was one decided advantage. The possibility of running into an open switch was minimized. The following scenes show some of the results of cars running through switches. Collision with other cars. Collision with opposite bound vehicles. Derailment of the car. Collision with vehicles in the same direction. Down of pedestrians. Even if no accident occurs, you must seek assistance. You are inconvenienced and suffer embarrassment. To guide you in your electric switch operation, TDO 1035 was developed. Let's examine it paragraph by paragraph. Paragraph 1. Upon approaching an electric switch, trainmen must reduce the speed of their cars so that the speed between the contactor and the switch point will not exceed 5 miles per hour, which is approximately the speed a man can walk at a rapid pace. Approaching the switch at this speed will permit stopping the car short of the switch point should it fail to operate, fail to close completely, or be obstructed by foreign matter. The speed of 5 miles per hour was determined by the management after viewing these motion pictures showing operation at fast approach speed. Here is an unusual scene of a run-through. Lucky nothing was hit. This is what you see at the proper approach speed of 5 miles per hour. Front end at the contactor, the switch operates, and not more than 5 miles per hour until the rear truck clears the switch. Notice the man pacing the car at 5 miles per hour. The front of the car is 12 feet from the switch point when the switch operates. A stopping distance of 12 feet requires a speed of not more than 5 miles per hour. Here is a case where the lug has been broken. Remember, there is only 12 feet in which to discover the improper operation and stop. When a broken lug is encountered, the switch must be plugged. Quick service, isn't it? They remove the cover plate. Would you step aside, please? We'd like to look, too. Thank you. They remove the cover plate, and there's the broken lug. Bolts, stones, and so forth may fall into the switch and prevent it from properly closing. Remember to carry them away from the switch location. If sand, dirt, or gravel is washed into the switch, your approach speed of 5 miles per hour ensures recognition of the condition in time to stop short of the switch to permit cleaning. Ready Kilowatt calls your attention to the moving car leaving its first silhouette with the front end under the contactor and the second silhouette with its front end at the switch point. He says not more than 5 miles per hour from a point when the front of the car is under the contactor until the front of the car reaches the switch point. Paragraph 2. Likewise, upon approaching any non-electric facing switch, trainmen must reduce the speed of their cars so that the speed in the 50-foot section short of the switch point will not exceed 5 miles per hour. Watch the moving PCC car as it drops its first silhouette with the front end at a point 50 feet short of the switch, and the second silhouette with the front end at the switch point. Ready Kilowatt again says not more than 5 miles per hour from a point where the front end of the car is 50 feet from the switch to the switch point itself. Paragraph 3. At every facing switch, trainmen will be expected to have the power off when the front wheels of their cars reach the switch, and will not reapply power until the rear truck has passed over the switch, excepting where an upgrade or curve makes this impossible. Even where the grade or curve requires the application of power to move the car over the switch, trainmen will limit the speed of operation to 5 miles per hour or less. Let's divide the areas into two parts. In the approach area, from contactor to switch point, not more than 5 miles per hour. In the switch area, power off, or not more than 5 miles per hour, until the rear trucks clear the switch. Paragraph 4. Trainmen should be alert when the rear trucks reach the switch for indications of improper tracking, for example, splitting the switch, and fully prepared to act promptly to bring the car to a stop. Brakes ready for immediate application until the rear trucks have cleared the switch. Paragraph 5. A car should not be moved over a facing switch point while an opposite bound car is passing, except at those busy intersections in the crosstown area and in East Liberty, where traffic congestion in the peak hours would result from so doing. Where it is necessary to pass opposite-bound cars at a switch location, each car should be moved at a speed not greater than 5 miles per hour. This may happen at any switch location. Two districts, the Crosstown area and the East Liberty district, are designated on the map in which extra privileges are granted during peak hours to prevent traffic congestion. Paragraph 6. Trainmen must not attempt to move a car over any facing switch which is covered with snow, slush, or water, or is for any reason obstructed from full view without first determining that it is set for the desired movement and is completely closed. In order to determine that the switch is properly lined and completely closed under such conditions, the trainman should get off his car and probe the switch with the switch iron. If the switch is obstructed from view, don't take a chance. Paragraph 7. When switches, which are ordinarily not used, are used in some unusual operation, the trainman in charge of each car using such a switch is required to see that the switch is returned to its normal position and properly locked or plugged before proceeding. Occasionally, it is necessary to make use of a switch that is not used in ordinary service. These movements are made because of traffic tie-ups, fires, special movements, and so forth. The accepted method of procedure is clearly depicted. Note where the car is stopped. The most important factors involving proper switch operation are, first, approach speed, second, speed moving over switch, third, alertness in observing setting, in inspecting for obstructions, and for indications of improper tracking as rear trucks reach switch. By way of review, let's consider them separately. First, approach speed. Remember, not more than 5 miles per hour from contactor to switch point. Retain that speed and power off until the rear truck has passed over the switch. We repeat, not more than 5 miles per hour from contactor to switch point, and don't increase the speed until the rear truck has passed over the switch. Second, speed moving over switch. Brake ready for immediate application. Third, alertness in observing setting, in inspecting for obstructions, and for indications of proper tracking as rear trucks reach switch. To the alert operator, it all adds up to slow, down, and look.